stressing so much like everything you've done and learned over the last year is just going to go backwards within 2 weeks. If people focus more on the 50 weeks around the 52 weeks, we would be a lot more successful, and this would be a very stress-free time.
Yeah, agreed. Like, unless they've just started, the majority have been gone for a while now. So they've had some really, really good weeks. But as now Christmas parties come up a little bit more, people are going to go away on holidays, you get the questions like, what do we do? What are we going to do to maintain? If you've been pretty solid for a long period of time, you're not really going to do much damage, apart from a few bad hangovers, and you might feel subjectively a little bit worse, because you're probably not eating as much like nutrient-dense foods. But just don't get hung up on that. Like, people get really stuck in their own heads about it. Like, oh, I just feel like shit, I've ruined everything.
Yeah. Like, if you're talking about fat regain, especially from a deficit, you have to overconsume like a crazy amount of food. And then I think people have this understanding like, oh, if I eat more, it goes straight to body fat. That's not how things work. Like, you have a lot of metabolic processes that come into play. If I eat more, the energy in, energy out equation, right? Everyone just thinks it's this fat loss thing, right? Energy in equals energy out too, right? We understand this. So if you put energy in to your system, even though you're not training necessarily, subconsciously you will expend more energy. Non-exercise activity thermogenesis. You will expend more subconsciously. You'll have more food. So you'll have an increase in your thermic effect. Everyone thinks it's like this adaptive thermogenesis, which does happen, like you adapt to, your metabolism will slow down as you lose body fat, right? But what the research says is that it's not as big as what people think. The big thing is the decrease in non-exercise activity, because they're not putting enough energy into their system to be able to expend more. So now the deficit you once thought you created is now not the deficit anymore. So how do you then increase that? How do you turn that up again so you can start expending more energy? Eat more fucking food, you know what I mean? Eat more food, get more energy into your system, replenish lost glycogen stores, replenish lost stores, and then train. Be happy and train, you know what I mean?